give yourselves a round of applause first before we start. Always let me start with a story. Real quick, I need your attention. 3 young men on their way to high school. They're on this side of the street. Just graduated. They're laughing, playing, having a good time. Opposite side of the street, there's a young man by himself. Has all his books, he's struggling with his books. One of these guys decides to come across the street and says, why don't you walk with us, I'll help you with your book. No, I got it, I can take care of it. But he's very persistent. So he decides to walk with these guys. So all 4 guys go to school together. They become tremendous friends. They play basketball together, football, debate team. When you see one, you see the other 3. They call them the 4 amigos. 4 years pass, graduation comes around. The young man who was on this side of the street by himself, he's the valedictorian. Does anybody know what that is? Valedictorian. Yes, sir. Nice, I like it. Top of the class, highest grades, GPA. He has to say a speech in front of everybody. His classmates, teachers, parents. He stands up, does a very good job. His 3 friends are right in front. They're trying to make him laugh. He doesn't budge. At the end of the speech, he says, I've never shared this with anyone, but on the first day of class, my intention was to go to school, drop off all my books, come back home, and commit suicide. Yes. Everybody said, what? Wow, why? But because of my 3 friends right in the front, I changed my entire life. Ladies and gentlemen, always like to start off with that story because oftentimes as young people and adults, we say and do things that can hurt one another. When you have a chance to do or say the right thing, just do it. The consequences and repercussions are always good when you do the right thing. Are we on the same page? Yes. Again, I am so happy to be here. What we're going to do today is talk about practicing positive habits. Anything you want to be good at, you have to practice. Keith and I played college ball together. I love this guy like my brother. If you notice our sweatshirts, Williams and Bullock Basketball Academy. We connected because of basketball, but more importantly, what it says on the back of our shirt. What does it say, anybody? Helping build better people. We want the best out of each other. Part of my job, as Dr. Bedlane said, is for me to make sure everybody I come in contact has an opportunity to be better. So what we're doing today is making good choices, deciding what we should do, rather than doing something we have no business doing, Mr. Williams. So my buddy Keith Bullock has a great story, has a lot to talk about. He's going to tell you some things about his story. I'm going to take a step back and listen to him. All yours, Keith.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Can we have another round of applause, please? Like this, and we had guest speakers come in and talk to us. I always listen. Very important. Don't always act, but be so quick to speak. Take some time to listen. And I've been told in the past I'm going to listen. You'll learn a lot when you listen. Keep your mouth closed for 2 seconds, listen to the message, and try to take something good from it. Chris and I have some good information for you guys today. So hopefully once you leave here, you can take the information that we give you to your neighborhoods, to your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, and share it with them and help them become better people. That's why we're here today. We're going to give you guys tools for your life skills toolbox to help you become better people. Basketball and sports, all that stuff is secondary. We want you to become better people after today. All right? So make sure you guys listen. If you have questions, raise your hand. We'll answer your questions. But most of all, listen and hear our message. Okay? Everybody got it? Yes. That wasn't good enough. Does everybody have it? Yes. As Dr. Bedlane told you in the beginning, my name is Keith Bullock. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. It's about an hour and a half drive from here. And on my way down, I said to myself, I gotta give these kids some good information. I'm just gonna tell my story. I'm not gonna come in here and create something new to make it sound all special so you guys do it on. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened as far as things are concerned with me. And as a kid, about your age, middle school, I was a little bit heavy. I was chubby. My aunt referred to me, you know what my aunt's nickname for me was? She used to call me Double Gut. Because she said, look like I had some stomach. And I was chubby. You can giggle if you want, it's okay. She used to call me Double Gut. Anytime she saw me, I always had a honey bun in my pockets, Twinkies. Yeah, honey bun, chocolate chip cookies, all that stuff. That was my favorite. I was a little bit lazy as a kid. I wanted to eat sweets and I loved to fish. Those are the two things that I love to do, eat and fish. So I did a lot of that at a young age. But as I got older, those things changed. Got into high school, got serious about basketball, developed a genuine interest in the game of basketball. And after a while, I realized, maybe I can be pretty good at this game. I had an older brother who challenged me every day on the basketball court, helped me to become a better basketball player. And I had a high school coach who challenged me also. And one of the things that my high school coach said to me is, Keith, you have a lot of skill. You have a lot of ability. You're a great kid, you listen, but you need to believe in yourself and your ability. You need to have confidence in who you are and your ability. That's going to take you to that next level. He dared me to be great. That's what I want you guys to know. I want everybody say, dare to be great.
Dare to be great.
One more time.
Dare to be great.
Now, along with greatness comes a lot of things. Sacrifice, for one. There was a lot of days I didn't get a chance to go out with my boys and my friends and party and go and do things that were fun, go to the Six Flags and Amusement Park, because I had to sacrifice. I had to spend time on the basketball court working on my skills. I had to put forth a lot of effort. Anytime you become successful, it takes a lot of effort. Sacrifice and effort. What you put into a situation is what you're going to get out of it in the end. So if you put forth a lot of hard work and you give 110%, then generally you're going to get good results. It's not always about wins or losses. It's about the effort that you put into your situation and what you're doing. And what the end result will be is satisfaction, because you know at the end of the day you tried your best. Sacrifice and effort. Those are two words I want you guys to remember. Okay, here you say it. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
And effort.
Effort.
Another thing that I had was self-discipline. That's something that came a little bit later on once I got to college. All through my high school years, I was challenged, I responded, I put forth the effort, but I had to take it to another level now. And now I'm going to college, I'm going to play with the big boys. And in high school, I was the best player on my high school team, and Coach Chris was the best player on his high school team. But now, we're going to play with the older guys, so we got to turn it up a notch. So we need more effort. We need more sacrifice. We need more discipline. We need to practice better habits. Because now we don't have mom and dad helping us all the time. My brother's not with me now. My high school coach is not with me now. So now it's all up to me. What am I ready to do? How far am I ready to go to get to the point where I can be the best? And going into that situation, I set a goal for myself and I set a goal for us as a team. I wanted to be the best player in our conference. And I wanted us to be the best team in our conference and go to the NCAA tournament. And because of all the hard work, the days of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to practice, the days of going to class and doing my schoolwork, the days of spending hours in the library from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night getting my schoolwork done, it was time, but I knew I needed to go forth the effort. I needed to lead this crew that we had. And we did that. Coach and I got together. There were 3 other gentlemen who came into Manhattan College at the same time as we did. And all 5 of us, we got together and we set goals for ourselves. And it's great to set goals, but when you set goals, you have to realize there's a process that leads to those goals. Again, you have to put forth the effort, you have to work hard, you have to respect that process, and you have to be willing to sacrifice and be disciplined enough to be focused to get to the goals. Coming into the school, my man Jalen here showed me around a little bit, told me a little bit about himself. He wants to be an engineer. I don't know if you guys know that. That's awesome. For a kid his age, already know in his mind what he wants to do as life goes on, and for him to be focused and have an understanding of that, I get an idea he knows what he needs to do in order to be successful, in order to be an engineer. He knows that it's going to take a lot of education, a lot of schooling, which starts here. And it seems like he's pretty serious about that. And I'm very impressed by what I saw, what I heard from him. And I'm sure I'll get the same thing if I talk to all you other guys. Help each other. It's not always easy to do things on your own. As Coach said with the story in the beginning, we had 3 gentlemen who were very close. One gentleman they brought into their group, and at the end of the day, they helped this man stay alive. Nobody knew that this kid's intentions were to go to school that day, put down his books, leave, and commit suicide. That's serious. But because they befriended him, because they welcomed him into their group, and they supported him, and they were positive with him, and they encouraged him to do better, he ended up being valedictorian of school, which is huge. It's huge. So the things that you guys do while you're here, I know everybody's friends. Be nice. If attention is what you guys want, get attention for being nice. Get attention for doing things that are good. Help your fellow classmates out. You see somebody that needs something, help them. It's going to make you feel good at the end of the day. And then also, when you help somebody, and people see you go out of your way to help somebody, you're supportive for somebody, when the time comes when you're in a situation that's difficult, and you need some help, then that person maybe will return the favor. Or somebody else will say, you know what? She helped him 2 weeks ago when he was out on the playground. He fell and hurt himself. You know what? She needs some help. I'm going to help her. Those things come back to you. You do good things happen. Quick story. I'm a probation officer right now. Now, you guys know what probation officers are? Does anybody know? Raise your hand if you know what a probation officer is. What I do, anybody who commits a crime and gets arrested, sometimes they go to jail, and an alternative to incarceration to jail is to be placed on probation. So now they come to see me. And during that time that they're on probation, I have to make sure that they fulfill whatever conditions are imposed on them by the court. So the judge may say you have to pay amendment. The judge may say you have to pay restitution money for something that you wrote. I have to make sure that they do these things. So one of my probationers comes into my office, and this is just a story about karma. Somebody that's trying to do the right thing, that's really making an effort to do the right thing. One of my guys, 43 years old, comes into my office and sits down in front of me. And I've been working with him for about 3 months, and he's trying to find a job. And it's difficult. He's got limited education. He's got a background that's filled with drug arrests and other crimes that he's committed. So he's in a difficult situation right now. He's not having to look up, not having to go out finding work. But I know he's genuine in his approach and his efforts, because I can tell, I can read him. So one day, this was actually on May 11th, which was a Wednesday, I know the dates. May 11th, he comes into my office, and he sits down, and I say to him, what's going on, how things going, how things find work yet, any good leads? He says, no, nothing yet. He's like, I keep getting the door shut in my face, people keep telling me no, because of the crimes I've committed in the past when I was young, they won't give me an opportunity to work right now. I said, you gotta keep pushing forward. You're gonna hear a lot of no's before you get that one yes, as far as work is concerned. He said, but you know what? Something happened to me that changed my life. I said, well, what was that? He said, on Saturday, which was May 7th, one of my friends came to me and said, you know what? I see that you're making an effort, you're trying to find work, nothing's happening, you're frustrated. He said, let's go to the casino. We're gonna have some dinner, then we'll play some games, let's have a good time. So he goes to the casino, he has no money, his friend lets him borrow $60, and he says, in 20 minutes time, my life changed. He goes to one of you guys ever see the slot machines? The thing you pull the arm and the thing spin and you win money? He goes to one of the slot machines, a dress-up blackjack slot machine. He puts his money in, he pulls the arm, and he hits the jackpot. Now, take a guess at how much money he won. Oh, a lot more than $50,000. A lot more than $50,000. Not quite $1 million. He won $666,000 in one shot. And I believe, and it's true because he showed me the picture on the website. He's holding a big check for $666,000 as a change. And I think the reason why that happened is because he's been working so hard and he's been putting forth such a great effort to try to find work and do the right thing, that something good happens. If you go out of your way to help somebody or do the right thing, then good things will happen. That's just the way it is. But if you're always doing bad things and you're hurting people and you're doing things that are hurtful to others, then good things aren't going to happen to you. So it's important that you guys are nice to your classmates, nice to your brothers and sisters, respect yourself, respect your friends, respect your family, your parents and guardians, and tell them thank you sometimes. Do the right thing. It makes life a lot easier for you guys. I know that Coach Chris has some story that he wants to tell about positive energy and doing the right thing and smiling. So I'm going to turn it over to him. He's going to give you some information. Now I'm going to come back in a second, all right? So make sure you guys listen close.
Keith made some great points. He talked about perseverance. As a young man, he was a little heavier. He got on the program, trimmed himself down. He goes to the gym on a regular basis now. He talked about nice, being a nice person. I believe you understand here. Nice leads to nice. Being nice is a good thing. One thing I picked up from what he said, surrounding yourself with good people. A good support system is priceless. Adults and young people, we need to have people around us who have our best interests at hand. Jalen, you have a good friend over to my left here. He sometimes gets in situations that you know you can help him out. Part of your job being a friend is helping your friend out. We owe it to each other to be nice and do the right thing for one another. Having a support system of people who care takes us to the next level. Most important word in the English language is we. Most important word in the English language is we. You can't do anything successful by yourself. You need teammates. You need Dr. Beglan. You need teachers. You need parents. We all work together to make something special happen. So anytime you have a friend and you really want to be a friend, part of your job is to make sure they do better. You should have friends who challenge you to do the right thing. So you have a friend you can learn from, get information from. You can see them as a mentor at times. Everybody in here, adults also, should have someone we have as a mentor we look up to where we can get information from, advice, when we're having trouble, when we're doing something we don't plan to be doing or we don't need to be doing, they can tell us. That's what we do as friends. Quick story, earlier today, me and my lovely wife were in the store. Two young ladies had balloons that said happy birthday. They were planning to give these balloons to one of their friends. Looked like both young ladies were in high school, am I correct?
Yes.
We were picking up a bucket. I have no idea why, but we were picking up a bucket. We go down the aisle, we get the bucket. One of the young ladies says, "Where did you all get the bucket from?" I said, "Well, we just got it from this aisle over here." Now remember, they have two balloons that say happy birthday. One young lady says, "Yes, if we get a bucket, we can put in water in the bucket and throw water on this young lady once we say happy birthday to her." Now this is what a friend does. The other young lady said, "That doesn't make any sense. Why would we give her two balloons that say happy birthday and then throw water on her and we could possibly get in trouble in school?" That's what you call a true friend. Someone who will correct you when you're doing something that's wrong, and it makes a lot of sense. It might have been a funny act, but it didn't make sense. So we want people around us to add to our property value. We're special people, so we need other special people around us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Nice leads to nice. Yes?
Yes.
Now, we have everybody's attention. Is everybody feeling okay? Nobody falling asleep, right?
No.
Oh, everybody staying awake? You got your head out again. You're leaning over right there. You getting tired? Yeah, turn around, turn around. Sorry, you okay? Good? All right. Does anybody have any questions before we go forward? We have a question here. Why, we always have basketballs. This is a part of the process. If you want to be good at what you do, you got to have it with you all the time. When I was a kid, I never left the house without a basketball. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. And I achieved that goal. And I achieved that goal because I put the time in. I never left the house without a basketball. If I was walking to school, I was dribbling the basketball. At night, I would dribble the basketball in the house. I can't tell you how many times my mom would yell at me, "Keith, will you please stop? You're shaking the lights." I never left the house without a basketball. Just like my man Jalen here who wants to be an engineer, he probably never leaves the house without a pen and pad so he can do the sketch stuff. Because he wants to do it. That's his thing. If you want to be good at something, you have to put the time in. Again, it goes back to being disciplined and sacrificing. In order to be good at something, you have to sacrifice. You got to put your time in order to do it. Steph Curry, all you guys know who Steph Curry is, right?
Yes.
Why is Steph Curry so good? You said what? Exactly. Steph Curry is so good because he practices all the time. You guys have seen his pre-game warm-up basketball dribbling series, right? His drills. He does those things all the time. You don't become good. You don't become Steph Curry or Michael Jordan or LeBron James overnight. It doesn't just happen. You have to put your time in. One of my good friends, Scout World, you guys all know who Michael Jordan is, right? Yeah. One of my good friends in Connecticut played with Michael Jordan. He was on, I think it was 1998. Is that the last year? 96, I think. Oh, maybe not. I think not 1998. I believe it was the last year that Chicago won the championship. And my good friend was on that team. I've seen his NBA championship ring, and it's enormous. Diamonds and all that good stuff. I asked him, I said, what is the most difficult thing when it comes to playing with Michael Jordan? He said, Michael Jordan, aside from being the best player in the world at the time, because he was, aside from being the best player in the world, he spends more time on the basketball court than anyone. He said the most difficult thing when it comes to playing with Jordan is he's the first one in the gym 2 hours before. He's the last one to leave after practice 2 hours after. And he said Michael expects everybody else to do the same thing. But he said not everybody wants to be like Michael. Even though the commercials tell you what to be like Michael. He said not everybody wants to be like Michael. But that's why he was the best in the world, because he spent time in the gym. He worked on his strategy. Basketball was something that he loved, and he knew in order to be the best, he had to put the time in. When I was in college, Coach and I went and we spent 4 years together. And as I said before, we set a goal. By the time we graduated from Manhattan College, we wanted to be the best team in the Manhattan Conference. Going into Manhattan College, I remember seeing a game on Sports Channel, which is no longer around, and the commentator on Sports Channel referred to Manhattan College as the doormats of the Manhattan Conference. And that's the truth. You guys might say, oh, well, why did you go to Manhattan College if they were so bad? Because I knew that there was something special there. I knew that there was something special there. I knew that we could go into this program and change the culture. So going into that program, Coach and I knew that we had to sacrifice. We knew that we had to support each other. We knew that we had to put forth the effort in order to get this program where we wanted it to be. As Dr. Beckman said, our freshman year, our first year in college, we won 11 games. Second year in college, we won 13 games. Third year in college, now the game changed. We go from 13 games to 25 games. We were the number one team in our conference that year. Unfortunately, we lost our conference championship, but it was a learning experience for us. That feeling of losing that championship game in that close to the goal that we set was hurtful. And it's something that we all carry up until that next season. So now, going into the last year, we understand that after this, if we don't make it, there's no such thing as coming back and try it again. So we need to make some adjustments. We need to spend more time in the gym. We need to support each other even more. If I'm out of line, if I'm doing something that's not right, I expect Chris to let me know that. Keith, you know what? I think we might want to do something different. This is going to be better for us as a team. This can help us win the game. And I'm going to listen to him because I respect him, which is what all you guys need to do as far as yourselves are concerned, your peers are concerned, your teachers, administrators, and faculty in school, your parents. Respect them. You got to respect yourself first in order to respect everybody else. So I respect the fact that he cared enough for me to check me and tell me what I'm doing wrong and help me to do the right thing. So here we are, we're going into our senior year. This is it. We make some adjustments. We realize we have to do a little bit more to get to where we want to be. Our junior year, we didn't do enough. That's why we came up short. What we put into that process wasn't enough. And we understood that. We had to put more effort into the process. We had to be more disciplined. We had to practice better habits. We thought we were good. We thought we were ready. We thought we were there, but we weren't quite there yet. So we had to turn it up a notch. And that's what we did. Senior year comes, we finish the season first place. We're going into the conference tournament again, and we know, here we go. We get into the championship game, and we're losing by 10 points at halftime. The championship game. And this is it. This is the last game of our career. But we go into the locker room at halftime, we're down 40 to 30. And we didn't panic. We learned from our experience the year before. We knew that we had done everything we could do to put ourselves in this position to win. All we had to do was trust in ourselves, trust in our teammates, our brothers, make good decisions, which is huge in life, not just in basketball, in life. We had to make good decisions, and we had to put ourselves in a position to win this game and become the champions of this conference. To go from the doormats of the MAC conference, which is what Manhattan College is referred to the best team in that conference. And we did that with the help of some big shots and some big plays from Coach Christie. He'll tell you about it when he comes back up. When we did that, we achieved that goal. We were the best team pretty much in New York City at that time. All the New York papers, Daily News, New York Post, they were there to support us and congratulate us. And it was a great feeling. But the best feeling about that was we knew that we had done what we were supposed to do. We put in our time. We put forth the effort. We practiced what happened. We persevered. And we were rewarded by being the MAC champions. Now, during that time, we learned some things as far as basketball is concerned. And a lot of the things that we learned about playing basketball have translated down to everyday life. Because sports are temporary. It's nice to play sports and become a professional player if you can, but it's temporary. You're not going to play sports for the rest of your life. So you need to have a plan B. And that's what education is. Great to play sports, but education has always got to be the number one thing. Because in school nowadays, whether it's high school or college, if you don't do well in school, then you don't get a chance to play sports. So education has to come first. Basketball ends, and now this is where we are. After I finished my career in Manhattan, I had a chance to play 8 years of professional basketball over Europe. I traveled all over Europe. I've been to 9 different countries. And the reason why I had that opportunity was because I did my job. I worked hard. I listened. I made good choices. All things that you guys need to start concentrating on now. Your parents and guardians don't ask much of you guys, right? You guys don't have to pay bills, do you? No. You guys don't have to work, right?
No.
All you have to do is do well in school and stay out of trouble. Right? Am I right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
That's easy. That's easy. Enjoy being kids. Because there's going to come a time when you guys are going to be adults and the game changes at that point. I guarantee you can ask any adults in this room if they would like to go back to being kids again and having mom and dad support them while they have to go to school and stay out of trouble. I guarantee they go back in a heartbeat. Don't rush as young adults. Enjoy being kids. Keep life simple. Because life is difficult. Choices become more difficult. Responsibilities become a lot more difficult as you get older. I know everybody wants to be 18 and yeah, I want to be 21. And don't rush it. Take the time now. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your friends. Make good decisions. Make life easier for yourself. Okay, the school year is almost over. Are you where you want it to be as far as your grades are concerned right now? And if not, take a look at what you didn't do this year and apply it for the next school year. Okay? Be honest with yourself. Look in the mirror at night. Be honest with yourself and say, you know what? I didn't do as best as I could this year. But next year, I'm going to put my right foot forward, and I'm going to challenge myself to be great. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn to challenge yourself. Be honest with yourself and understand that I can do more. You can always be better. And the more you strive to be better, the better results you guys will have as people. Okay? Life passes you by fast. Before you know, you guys are going to be in your 20s, getting out of college, and you're going to be trying to figure out what you want to do as adults. And life is difficult at that time. Put yourself in a position to be successful. It all starts now. All right? So you guys have questions while you're here. Dr. Benjamin, don't go and ask questions. The teachers and faculty, here. They're willing to ask questions. They're willing to answer questions. Your best interest is in mind at this point. Use the resources that you guys have. Ask questions. The only way you're going to learn is asking questions and listening to what people have to tell you. All right? Coach is going to say, give you a few more tools for your toolbox, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close out with this. I'm going to give you 2 tips on how to be successful. Very easy tips. We all do them, but I'm telling you, they mean a lot. All right, I need you to listen. Close out time, finish up strong. Game changer, being able to smile. Huge difference walking into a room where everybody's smiling and everybody's not smiling. My smile, worth $1 million. This thing has got me all over the place. When you smile, your brain tells the rest of your body everything's okay. Statistics show people who smile and laugh live longer and happier lives. Not sure about you, I want to live longer and happier. All right, let me see if you are. I'm about 6'4", 210, 215. I'm in decent shape. Handsome on most days. Today's one of those days. When I smile, I'm engaging. You like me. You think I'm a nice guy. Dr. Bedwell invites me to come in and speak to you. People like me to speak to the corporation. They fly me places. Now let's rewind. I'm 6'4", 210, 215. I don't smile. I look imposing. I'm an angry guy. I look like the guy on the news who did it. How you doing? But there's a huge difference when you smile. So can I get somebody to give me a good smile back? Let's see. What teeth? Teeth. Hey, gentlemen, can I get a smile? Yes, no, maybe so. No smile. But it changes the whole mood. So that's number 1, being able to smile. Game changer. Try it. People like you when you smile. Nice breeds nice. You've heard that before. When you look good, you feel good, you perform well. Number 2, expect the best, raise the bar. So many of us have low expectations. We want to change our minds to think we want more. Put yourself in position to do your best. You don't just want to pass the test, you want to get an A. You don't want to just make the team, you want to be a contributor. Expect good things, paint a picture, visualize what you want. Adults also. If you want that new car, see it. Visualize it. You want a nice house? Visualize it. Do you want to do better in school? Visualize yourself doing better, see it, go after it. Speak it into existence. Say what you want, mean it, believe it. It works. No question about it. When you expect a thing, put the work in, it's part of the process, it works itself out. Never shared it with these 2 gentlemen before, but I'm going to say it to them. In the game he's referring to, he said Chris made some big shots. Thank you very much, but he played very well himself. I had done that before. I saw myself doing that before it happened. It was not a coincidence that I made some shots here and there. I saw it. Let me speak something out to you. Your school is one of the best schools in the country. Your school is one of the best schools in the country. Yes, I said it. I said it. Now it's out in the universe. It's floating around. You're believing it. You heard it. It was said. I made it clear. Believe it. Make it happen. You want to be the best students in the best school. All right, we're going to close with this key. You have this side over here. Right down the middle, you would Coach Bullock. Right down the middle, you're over here with Coach Chris. This group over here, you're going to say, I am special. This group over here, you're going to say, I am unique.
Nice and loud.
Hi, my name is Mark Williams, and did you ever play with Michael Jordan?
Lamar just asked, is everybody in?
Yes.
Lamar just asked, you never see Lamar, thank you. Lamar just asked if I ever played with Michael Jordan. I never played with Michael Jordan. I never had a chance to play with Michael Jordan, but I did have a chance to play with some other guys. Some other guys who know names of these players. Lionel Simmons, one line, never played with Steve Kerr. But I did have a chance to play with some of these players.
My name is Leo Benitez. Have you ever played with the
Leo Benitez just asking if I ever played in the NBA. I never played in the NBA, but I did try out with the New York Knicks in 1993 when I graduated from college. That's my only NBA experience. That probably was a coach at the time, great experience for me, helped me to get ready for my European career. So, no, I never played in the NBA, but I did try out for the New York Knicks. I'm sure it's a lot of NBA.
Yes.
Keith is being very modest. He did not play in the NBA. That doesn't mean he wasn't good enough. He was very close on being an NBA player, played professionally, which makes him a professional ball player for 8 years overseas. Great experience. Yes. One more time. The question was, have we ever lost any games and how many times? Well, we lost a number of games early in our careers, our college career. So part of what we talk about is perseverance. Dr. Benway and a number of other coaches and people helped us get to the next level. Yes, oftentimes to be successful, you have to go through some struggle. There are mosquitoes here and there, you just smack them and go forward.
Another thing about that, next to the question that I just asked, and a quote that I always like to use. Listen up, guys, listen up. Listen up. This is the part that I stressed in the beginning. You gotta listen. If you want to learn, you have to listen. Right? If you want to learn, you have to listen. Excellent question. There's a quote that I like to use in situations like this. So the quote says, I never lose. Okay? I never lose. Either I win or I learn. I think that's an amazing quote because losing the game is not about what's lost. What do you take from it? What do you learn from that losing experience? And we did that. We did that while we were in college. And I explained to you guys, our junior year, our third year in college, we lost our championship game. And instead of just quitting basketball forever and never playing again, we said, you know what? We have to make sure we don't make the same mistake again. We learned from that experience. We applied it to the next season because we thought ourselves back in the championship game. We did some things differently, the outcome was different, and we ended up winning the championship. So never consider it a loss. Consider it a learning experience. Okay? Next question.
What's the name again? Loud and clear?
My name is Justice Duncan.
Oh, yeah, I can take it wrong. If I could take LeBron James, if I've been going on. Even at 44 years old, I believe I've played for a long time and those days are long gone, but I'm still confident in my ability that I can get LeBron James and over the run. He won't embarrass me. I guarantee he might beat me, but he won't embarrass me. Next question.
My name is Thomas. Have you ever beaten someone that is better than you?
Antonio was asking a very good question. He asked if I ever, the coach I ever beat someone who was better than us. Yes. It happens all the time. All the time. If you believe in yourself and you're confident in what you do, and again, you put forth the effort, you work hard, then you can beat anybody. You can beat anybody. You just have to be confident and trust that you're going to make the right decisions and do the right things to put yourself in a position to success. So yes, we have to be better.
My name is Gabrielle.
I'm sorry? Good question. Gabrielle says, was I I believe he scored 35 points in the championship game. Yeah. Two more questions? Yes, sir, in the back. Up, down.
Listen up, guys. Listen up. Listen. All right, our question is, how do we complete the final? Our senior year at Manhattan College, Chris and I were lucky enough to finish the season as champions. We set a goal. We wanted to be the best team in our conference. We wanted to be the champions of our conference, and we did that. But again, it goes back to what we were talking about the whole time over here. We put a lot of work into 4 years of college basketball. Sacrificed a great deal. When everybody else was going home from Christmas break in 6th Street, we had to stay at school and practice and play games. We had to spend a lot of time in studying all the library. We spent a lot of time studying for our tests, writing papers when we were on the road and hotels, airplanes, the sacrifice. But we understood that we had to sacrifice in order to be champions. That's what we did. One more question. Yes. I want to say that we're champions. And more than we did, our senior year in college, as I explained, we won our MAC championship, we went to the NCAA tournament. So that year, we were one of the top 64 teams in the country, which is a big deal. Yeah.
Let's give